I'm just going to introduce some formulae to do with dates at the moment, okay? And not just formulae, but just some shortcuts as well. So if I choose a cell and I want to type in today's date, I can look in the bottom right and I can see, oh, today's date is the 17th of May. So I can go 17th slash slash 5, press enter, and it does that, but does it know that that's a 17th of May? I'm not sure. So how could we find that out? Oh, I hover over it, and up at the top it says 17:05:21. What if I typed in a different way? 17 space May. Oh, and it's also a date. But by typing in a particular way, I'm also telling Google Sheets what kind of format I would like it to be in. So that's one way of entering a date. Now, what about if I wanted to just enter in today's date and I can't be bothered to keep looking it up and type it in? If I press Control semicolon, it enters them in one go like that. But of course, that doesn't tell Google Sheets what format I want it to be in. I could enter a few of them. I could highlight by Shift and highlight a bunch of them, and then press Control semicolon. I enter in loads of today's dates in all of those columns. That's quite handy, isn't it? What about if I want to enter into the time and the date? So essentially what we would call it a timestamp. If I do Shift Control semicolon, it enters in the time. Okay, so the time is so that is in the time there. If I do it again, it's oops. I think our it looks like our clocks are slightly out of sync. It does look like our clocks are slightly out of sync by about 12 seconds or something. But yeah, so that is how you can enter in the date. Shift colon. So no, sorry, control and semicolon, and to enter in the time. So with Control semicolon, you enter in the date. Control Shift semicolon, you enter in the time. Again, I haven't done this before, but I presume it's going to be the same. Shift Control semicolon. Yeah, you can enter in the time multiple times. Okay, none of those things are formulae. They're just nice little funky shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. What about a formula then? What about if I want something to automatically update? So I can say, I can type in the word today. Underneath it, I can say equals today. Then close bracket, open bracket, close bracket, press enter. That cell will now automatically update depending on what day it is. And that is today. And then we've got about, let's say, current time. If I do equals now, it gives you the date and the time. So I could reformat that just to show me the time, and then it would be current time. So I could just rename that cell there and say current date and time. So that is now and today. So how could this be useful? Well, let's say that we had a list of different things that took place. Maybe we have a load of tests that we did, or we had I don't know. Maybe I've got lots of lessons I'm going to teach, and they're all written in a big list. Loads of different, hundreds and hundreds of lessons with different times and dates and students and so on. So we'll say that it started in the 1st of May. Let's change that. Actually, let's just write it like that. Oh, and now it's predicted the format, so that's better. In fact, yeah, okay, that'll do. And we'll just do that. Takes us all the way down to not to today's. Yeah, there we go. And let's just copy those dates underneath like that. And so maybe we had each one of these maybe represents a lesson. What I can do, I can say equals count if, which we did a moment ago, and let's just get rid of that for a moment. You can click on the question mark and it'll give you the information I'm about to give you, but I'll explain it. So J6 all the way down to basically all of J, all of column, the rest of column J. So I want to count all those only if they are today. And press enter, and it says 2 because there are 2 values that are that actually represent today's date. I could use a bit of what I tend to do is a bit of conditional formatting, so we can visually see where today's date is. So what we do, single color, and I generally use yellow as a sort of color that I always use, which means to me it's today or now. So we're going to pick a custom formula. I'm going to say equals. And it starts with J1. So if J1, or basically any cell, if you've forgotten about relative cell references, then watch a previous video. But if any, what it basically means is for any cell within column J is equal to today, and it's a formula. So close bracket, open bracket. And as you can see, it's highlighted the one that is today. Okay. I could change that. I can say maybe I wanted to grey out all the lessons that have already happened. So I could, which I also tend to do. So past events can go grey, and anything less than any dates that are less than today. Now all dates that are less than today, or earlier than today, goes grey. Okay. But what about these ones here? These are blank. We don't want those to go grey, do we? So let's do an AND function. If that is equal to today and not equal to blank. And I feel like, oh yes, I haven't actually said what's not equal to blank. J1 isn't equal to blank. Right, there we go. This one is obviously still an issue, but let's just get rid of that. And so now it's highlighting all dates that are earlier than today. So that's just a little bit about dates, functions, and time functions. There are more things that we could say about this, but we'll leave that there for now. Okay.